Okay, Shay, I would like you to start immediately because we are on a time constraint. Shay Niazi is the one who is in charge of Treasures of Pakistan, which is a digital museum page. And he has a lot of antiques in his store, and he also likes to preserve them and maintain them. So, Shay, would you like to give us some information on how you do so?
Yes, can you open screen share?
1 second. You can share.
Okay, hold on. Is the presentation visible?
Yes, you may start.
Okay. So Treasures of Pakistan is an Instagram page I started near the end of 2019. Initially, it was just to kind of showcase my collection and sell a few of the stuff I didn't need so that I could fund the rest of my collection. But eventually, it turned into a digital museum. And I'm just going to first highlight how the journey started and how it led to this point. So it started with these coins. So modern coins, probably everyone has some sort of a coin collection in their home. So for me, it started when my father, who is a pilot, so he handed me over his collection of coins in an old sock. So he just gave me that sock and it was full of coins. It was pretty heavy. And when I emptied the contents of the sock, I saw all these shiny coins of different countries, different sizes, shapes, different designs on them. And some of them were even old. Like the oldest coin in that collection was from like the start of the 1900s. So this was like the start of collecting anything for me because coins is like the start of collections for me. Now I have a lot of different kinds of things which I collect, but it all started with coins. And I think everyone can relate to collecting coins because if I ask anybody that if they collect coins, they will have some sort of a coin collection with them. And kids find it pretty interesting as well to have coins of a different country with them. So these were like around 200 to 300 coins, and I used to spend my free time cataloging them. On like on the right you can see pencil traces of the coins and kind of cataloging them, putting down the years into registers and stuff. So this is like how it all started from modern coins. These days now I have shifted a lot from modern coins towards like modern coins do not interest me anymore, and I think that is how that is natural how collections develop. So when it comes to finding things on your own, so I was blessed in a way that my grandparents' homes, they had a lot of old stuff lying around, and I'm sure many people also their old homes, they will have some sort of treasures hiding in the closets, in the cabinets, in drawers, and in different areas. So in my nana's home in Rawalpindi, he used to like he never used to throw away old stuff, which was pretty lucky for me because whenever I used to go there, I used to open up everything, look behind stuff, and try to find interesting things, interesting old things. So I have three examples over here which I found over the different time from my nana's home, and these include these old locks which are probably around 40 to 50 years old. This old can of Twinings Earl Grey tea, and on the right here, this is an old banknote, a kind of a blueprint of a banknote. And there's a pretty interesting story behind this. If you go to my page, you will find more detail on this thing itself. Other than that, one of my most favorite finds from the home was this old magazine. So this was from 1939. It's called Mill Up Lahore, and it's from the British Indian Times, and it's actually Hindu centric, even though it has Urdu and stuff written on it. So it is like it's pretty big, Like I've not totally sifted through all the pages myself, but most of these interesting ads which you can find on these magazines, I have posted these on my page as well. But there are many which are still pending to be posted. So you can see there's some ads of watches, old cameras, there's some political cartoons, Chevrolet trucks, guns, different kinds of stuff. There are also many funny things which I've also posted on my page. So in terms of documents, I also found a lot of old books. This is another kind of a gazette from, it's called the Radiance Weekly, and it's from 1943, published in Aligarh. And it has also a very interesting history of the Khaksar Tariq, which was a kind of a facet of the independence movement, which is not really talked about much, and not many people really know about it. But finding these old things and preserving them in my digital museum is kind of what interests me and kind of satisfies me, that I'm kind of preserving history of my family and all the things which my nana also collected. So other than finding stuff in your homes, you can also visit antique shops. So antique shops is a very obvious place to go if you want to find something old. So if you inquire the owner of the shop about a specific thing, you might find something that he has put off the shelf, and he might just take it out, something which he doesn't display, and you'll be surprised on the things you can find in these shops. So this is a picture of me in 2000 and I think 18, going through an antique shop in Old Lahore, and I actually found old coins in this at this shop. I asked him that if he has old coins, and he first asked me if I was like actually going to buy them or not. And then I said, yes, I am actually going to buy. So then he then pulled out this small box, in which there were like a lot of different kinds of coins. And then I sifted through those, and I bought one coin from this guy. So if you like do a Google search on antique shops, this is specifically for Lahore. You can find a lot of different areas where you can visit. Of course, the prices will be a bit exaggerated in these antique shops because the shop owners have to pay rent, and they have other different kinds of priorities. So their prices will be like triple to or maybe four times more than what you'd expect when buying from one standalone person. So going through Old Lahore, you can find many different places where you can actually find things. Other than that, if you don't want to go to if you don't want to go traveling, you don't want to actually go to these places, Treasures of Pakistan, on our Instagram page, we also have a dedicated shop for people who want to buy old coins or any of the other curiosities which we offer. And we have a lot of different things available on reasonable prices. And all of the profit which goes from selling these items goes back into the digital museum, into expanding the collection and putting more information for you guys out there. So this was the coin which I bought from that antique shop, and it's a pretty crusty coin, but it was an ancient coin nonetheless. So after a lot of uh, searching around, I finally identified this coin as a coin from the Kushan Empire. So the Kushan Empire was an old empire in our Indo-Pakistan region, the subcontinent, which ruled around from the early start of the AD calendar to around 200 AD. So this guy in particular is called Soter, and he was actually known as the unnamed king because he never mentioned his name on the coins, and his actual name was found through records in Chinese history by Chinese historians. So, and this is the same coin, but in a much better, uh, this is the same type of coin, but a much better example of it, which I got recently. So you can see the difference in the quality of the coin, which I have gotten over the years. So this is like a snippet of some of the collections which we have at Treasures of Pakistan. We have gold coins, we have coins of silver in really good quality, and we kind of have an almost complete calendar, a timeline of the subcontinent region in coins and objects. So starting from 600 BC in coins going all the way to like the independence 1947. Other than that, we have typewriters, antique cameras, old books, documents, paintings, and even minerals and stones, which is a very good collectible as well. So when we go towards how to identify coins, so let's assume you found a coin and you really don't know. Let's assume you bought a coin from an antique dealer in Old Lahore, and you don't know. He doesn't know himself what the coin, the history of the coin, or where it's from. But you want to find out yourself, like what type of coin is it. So you have two options. The most obvious one is to go on Google and do a search of what you can see on the coin. So like ancient bronze coin with face and all, you can get a sort of or if I will just show you one, like if I search the details of the coin which I showed you previously. So if I go to Google Chrome, so I will write here ancient coin with man and a horse rider. So let's see what we can find on Google Images. So you can see that it has shown up some coins with like a face on one side and a horse rider, but it's not really the coin which we are looking for. So let's take a look at the coin which so this looks like it has the guy is holding something. There's some Greek writing around, and it's like not a very accurate kind of a thing. It's pretty crude. So let's see what we can find here. So there's some Greek coins, which are we know that in coin, so some should be here. Okay, now so the other option you have, the other option which you have is that you can go to forum. So there are many coin related forums on the internet. There are lots of experts. There's stuff who are actually doing research in coins and tell you about. So I have this example open. So this is Coin Talk. So you should hear about this coin, which doesn't really have any specific no object, just writing. So I use the forum to that some of the guesses I've made on the coin, and I've asked the people on the forum that what is their opinion on what the identification of this coin can be. So then who has given me answer of the identification of this coin. So forums like these are very good tools as well if you are not confident in your own understanding of coins and skills. So now let's go to how to clean and restore coins. So me doing different kinds of restorations. I won't go into these because these are very specific and not for the daily person. So I will stick to coins. So one of the most common in a coin. So this is more mainly in coins is to use baking soda, some water, and your fingers. So you take a coin, which is dirty. It has some kind of a a layer of dirt on it, and you don't like it. It's not shiny enough. So what baking soda and you just wet soda and you rub that rough baking soda, the damp baking soda on the surface of the coin. So what baking soda does is that it acts like an abrasive. So it kind of smoothens out the texture of the coin and it removes all that dirt which is present. So this is an example of a coin I cleaned in this method. So this was pretty dirty before, and it's a silver coin now, and I cleaned it using this method, and you can see that now the silver and it's pretty. It's a silver coin from Austria, and I cleaned it using this method, and you can see that now the silver stands out, and it's pretty good looking. Though you should not clean old coins with this method or practically any method yourself. So like this is a coin I ruined by doing that cleaning method. So you can see that even though it's all shiny and nice, it looks artificial. It doesn't look nice other rather than this coin on the right. So the clean coin has lost its look of age. So you can't tell that if it's old or not. So this thing which is very common on copper coins is called patina. So patina is this layer of protective oxide on the coin, which actually makes it more attractive and it shows that it's old. And some people who are new to collecting might try to get rid of this patina because they might think that they want their coin shiny and stuff. And that's not the case. So if you look here, this is an example from the internet of a coin which is uncleaned and has the natural patina on it. And this is a coin I have. It's the same coin, but the guy I bought it from, he cleaned it pretty roughly, and you can see that it's pretty rough and it does not look as attractive as the coin which is not cleaned. So there's also this type of patina which is called green patina, and many people think that this it's not actually a bad thing. It makes your coin look more attractive, and again it tells you that the coin is old. So when do you have to worry about this green kind of stuff? So this coin, the first coin which I bought from that antique dealer, it had these green pits you can see, which are pretty unattractive. Now this is not patina. This is called bronze disease. The black stuff around this coin, around the green stuff, that is patina. The bronze disease is a kind of, so you have this green powder type stuff forming on the coin, and it slowly eats away your coin. And there are some procedures to help reduce this coin in olive oil, and they soak it for a very long time so that no moisture like can enter the coin for an extended period of time, thus stopping the action of the disease. Other methods are that you first remove it with a toothpick very slightly, and then you apply this kind of a chemical which helps to remove this green stuff. The way to avoid this is that you have to keep your coins dry, and if you have any kind of a wax which is pure wax, no other chemicals in it, you can apply a layer of wax on the surface of the coins. It will make your coins look a bit nicer, you can see the details better, and it will protect the coins from moisture as well. Silver coins also have patina. So normally what you would see in silver coins is that it's always nice and shiny and silver. But some silver coins do actually have patina formation on them. So the coin on the left over here, this is a coin from the Parthian Empire. It's around 100 or 200 BC. So this coin is actually a silver coin, but there's a layer, a very fine black layer of silver oxide on it. And it actually looks good. It increases the value of the coin in some cases as well. People are still kind of double-minded on whether it depends on you as a collector if you want to keep this patina or not. But generally it's a 50-50 if you want to have the coin without it or with it. Personally, I myself like this kind of a black discoloration on the silver coin because a very clean coin can again not look very old enough. So sometimes so patina can be infestation on the coin, and it's hiding the details which you would like to see on the coin. So sometimes patina can be infestation on the coin, and it's hiding the details which you would like to see on the coin. It's hiding the letters and leave it on because removing it is a very tedious process. You require specific chemicals, and if you try to mechanically remove it using needles, as you can see, there are some needle marks on this coin, so that kind of ruins the surface of the coin. And if you remove all that kind of stuff, all that incrustation, this is what you get in the final result. So this is a coin which I have in my collection, which was previously cleaned by someone. And you can see these pits in the surface of the coin. These pits were where horn silver was present once, and someone removed it. Even though now you can see most of the coin and it's all silver metal, but these pits can be sometimes unpleasing to the eye. So generally, the way you get your ancient coins, I'd suggest you leave them as they are, because most attempts at cleaning can result in further damaging the coin. So in terms of storage, if you want to store your coins, normally, of course, you can just throw them in a box or something. But with ancient coins, you have to be a bit more careful with them. So if you go to daraz.com, actually, these are snapshots from Daraz, you can find these coin capsules. And these coin capsules have a foam base in them, which can be kind of, it has different sizes of the certain coins, and you can fit a coin of your size into these capsules and arrange them in a nice way rather than cramming them all into a box. And there are various dealers who give different prices, but generally they aren't very expensive. Like you can get 100 of these for like 800. I mean, it's pretty much discounted a lot, but they're not that expensive. Swap these out and fit a certain size of a coin in them. Other than that, you can have these things called Mylar flips. So these are cardboard flips with a kind of a plastic cover on them, and you can fold the coin into these and staple the ends, and you can even put labels onto the cardboard itself. You can also find these on Daraz, and they do look neat and organized. Personally, I don't. Whenever I receive a coin in these, I just take it out because I like to hold the coin in my hand rather than have it stuck inside this thing with staples on it. Coin albums are also an option. Uh, with coin albums, I would suggest that you use these specifically for modern coins. Even though, because with these plastic, the thing with these coin albums is that the plastic sometimes can react in a bad way with the metal on your coin. So it can increase discoloration in silver coins. It will also discolor your modern coins actually, because it depends on the material of the album. But if you usually get a cheap album, it won't be very good quality, and you will discolor your coins. Nonetheless, you can put modern coins in these, but I won't suggest using these for ancient coins because it just doesn't look nice and it will ruin your coin as well. So just get these kind of capsules, or there are also some boxes available where you can have these slots for coins and you can actually fit a coin in each slot. But those can be a bit more expensive and they are more space consuming. So in the end of the day, I'd suggest that use these capsules or just get these cardboard flips. And if everything else fails, I think you can just get a sock and put all your coins in that as well. So this is all from my side regarding cleaning coins, restoring them, identifying them. If you want to get more information about the stuff Treasures of Pakistan has, I suggest you go to our Instagram page. You can see the different stuff we have done, the different stuff I have done with regards to showcasing the collection and putting it on the page, and all the stuff in the shop which is available as well. So there are some things in many posts. I will also put like something the caption saying for sale, so you can know that this certain object is for sale as well. And I haven't shown you like a lot of the collections we have, but stones, minerals, and all these kind of things comprise Treasures of Pakistan. We also have started pottery, ancient pottery from Balochistan and from the pre-Indus Valley civilization. So the goal of this art digital museum is to kind of catalog all these things which are normally lost when you sell them to people. So in Pakistan, there is a even though we have a relevant market for these antiquities, what happens is that most of these things get smuggled out of the country and they get sold at auctions for exorbitant prices, and then nobody sees them ever again. And what happens locally is that any unique thing will be bought by someone locally, and they don't catalog it properly. They don't put it on the internet properly for people who are intending to do research. Unique items usually get sold, and then you don't, and no one even notices that something very unique has gotten sold, and they get stuffed into a private collection, and then nobody sees it again. So this is what Treasures of Pakistan is aiming to do, is to kind of source from this market which has these practices, but to kind of put everything in front of people and to have it accessible so that people can know that these are the kind of things which are available, and these are the things, and this is the certain detail of those things and the history of those items, so people can kind of get educated towards all those different stuff which one can find in Pakistan. So, in terms of looking around and finding stuff, you'd be surprised once you get out there and actually try to find things, that how much you can find. I anyone sell them. But once I got out there and started asking people about this stuff and where to find them, I found many sources from which I could acquire these old and rare things. And then contribute to my own museum, we can move on to questions now. I think Khadija is not in this.
I
Khadija is
am.
there. Okay.
Before we take anyone else's questions, just to ask you, you are working on a cause right now regarding, I think, custom control. Would you like to touch on that a bit before the session ends?
Yes, so we have in Treasures of Pakistan, we have started a cause. It's basically a fundraiser towards kind of preserving ancient pottery. So I mentioned the Balochistan pottery, which we have. So people in Balochistan, they basically loot the sites over there, and they sell these things on the market. And most of these things, they don't get into the hands of researchers or get cataloged, as I said. So Treasures of Pakistan started a fundraiser to kind of purchase those items from these dealers and from these people who are selling them, and to catalog them properly, to put high definition images of everything, of all the details on the pottery itself, and to kind of preserve them so that anyone who wants to look at them can visit Treasures of Pakistan's place in Lahore and to kind of do their whatever research they want to do on these objects. So the fundraiser, if you want more information on how to contribute to the fundraiser as well, you can message Treasures of Pakistan's Instagram page, and we will give you more information about that.
Regarding the maintenance of your uh, antiques, is there something that you personally have to gain just by collecting all of this? Because you are, I believe, not getting considerable income from gathering all of these antiques. So how do you keep your business afloat? And how do you manage to take out time to maintain all of these delicate antiques while also having university?
Yeah, so I won't call it a business. It's more like a museum, a virtual museum. So whatever things I sell, I don't sell high risk antiquities. So things like pottery, stone sculptures, and these things which are very unique, I keep them to the museum and I put them online. But common things like coins is something which everybody can collect because they are more common and we have a lot of information about those things. So those are the kind of things I put on the shop so that people can get their own hands on history. And whatever proceeds we get from all these sales, they go back into funding the museum itself. So none of it goes towards like enjoyment or profit. or any sort of income, where it's all like a cycle of the museum internally itself. So that's how like I kind of increase the collection of the museum and bring out more objects to show to people and save those objects as well.
Also, what are your future goals for Treasures of Pakistan? Will you ever expand it and maybe have a bigger team for yourself, or will this always just be a one-man project for you?
Eventually, I think if we do like get enough funding, so I do intend to kind of get a place where I can make the museum's display properly. Like if anyone wants to visit it, they can come and visit it like any normal museum. Of course, we won't remove the virtual aspect of the museum because that is the core of everything. So if you go to like Lahore Museum, you will see like a few hundred things on display, but in store they have many thousands of objects which are lying there and you will probably never see them. So the aim, even if we do expand, we will put all our collections online on a website or on Instagram so that everything is kind of accessible
Is there also something you
to the
hope
general public,
to
and you don't
reach
have to
out to
be
the government for?
a researcher in history or in archaeology to kind of access those items.
I'm sorry. I was saying that is there something you hope to reach out to the government of Pakistan for with regards to how they manage antiques and historic locations?
The government has improved these days a lot in terms of archaeological management. So we have the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa Department of Archaeology and Museums. They're doing some great work right now in KPK and all the historical sites over there. So there is a lot of progress which I'm seeing over there. In terms of Punjab, there is no progress, and the other provinces are pretty much dead as well. But the KP province has been doing a lot of advancements in these archaeological sectors and in restoring things, and the museums themselves have also gotten a lot better. Lahore Museum has I guess Khadija is facing some kind of
I'm sorry, my
usual
internet is struggling a bit.
issues.
If you have anything else to share with us with regards to how we can reach out
Anyone
to
else has
government,
any
our own
questions?
governments
You
as youth.
can send them in the chat. I will wait for Khadija to come alive. If you want to sell your old coins, you can put them on OLX or you can just approach because the price of things depends on many factors like the rarity, the metal used, the condition of the coin, and yeah, generally this kind of stuff. And in with antiques is also like people pay what they want to pay for things sometimes. So there is, of course, there isn't a general price of things, but there is a trend which is followed. So you can't really inflate your prices so that no one will buy them from you ever. So if you get a general idea of the market, I think you will be more lucky in knowing the worth of your things and selling them successfully as well.
Hello, I am back. I'm sorry for my internet issues. There's something going on maintenance-wise, but I hope there were some questions that she ended up answering while I was away.
Yes, there was one question on the chat which I've answered.
Okay. While I was being broken up, I just had one last question. Uh, how do you suppose people who are watching you right now can do their part to reach out to their individual government institutions to help further urge them to maybe maintain our historic sites better?
I'm not sure because people themselves individually really don't help maintain things themselves. When people visit old historical sites, they have a habit to scribble on the walls. They will write their names on different places. They will chip away some of the paints, and they will kind of damage every place with each visit. And that's not something which can be prevented unless you change the mentality of the people themselves. So in terms of reaching out to the government to do things, I don't think it will be possible for anyone to do that unless they get into the archaeology department themselves and try to make a change from there. But if we maintain these sites ourselves personally, like go to them and clean them up and avoid doing graffiti on the walls, so I guess then one can expect that people start respecting these sites on a larger scale as well.
Thank you for sharing all of this information with us. I think that is all that we have for you guys today, and our time is also ending now. So thank you, Shay, for joining us. Thank you for the people who stayed to listen to Shay. That is all for today. Shay, you can say your byes, and I will then end the call.
Yeah, okay. I hope you guys learned a few things about maintaining coin collections if you have any. If you want to start your own coin collection, you are welcome to look at the shop in the page and to purchase something from Treasures of Pakistan, because not only does every purchase help you to start your own collection, it also will help Treasures of Pakistan as a digital museum save different kinds of artifacts which might get smuggled away from Pakistan and then never seen to our general public. So yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah, thank you.